On today's Minute of the Apes, if a human travels west at 18 miles an hour, and an ape travels east at 22 miles an hour, and an ape on a horse travels 55 miles an hour, who reaches the object in the center? I don't give a fuck. The kid should die.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast. We break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies 1 minute at a time. I am Todd, and I am telling you right now, I'm kind of glad that this actually gets going. Richard looks at me, does that beautiful tease, and it's like, was that good? I know that look on your face. I hate to say it. I was so busy worried about the damn board because we've already started off with a little bit of technical issues, but you're always stellar with your teases. Don't ever worry about that.
Don't go changing.
I did look up the speed of a horse and a monkey and a man running, and yes, it is 18 miles an hour per human. It is 22 miles an hour per monkey, and it is 55 miles per hour per horse. And there is no way this entire week of minutes these objects do not actually meet one another because they're all traveling at fast speeds.
Okay, hang on. So I start the morning with board issues, and we determine that it's Sean's mic. Sean's mic.
No,
we
it
don't
wasn't
really
the mic. It was the cable.
I'm attributing it to your mic for a reason.
All right.
For those that have never heard before, Sean's recording is a constant bane of my existence simply because his voice does not like to be recorded. It needs to be boosted. He has a very soft voice.
Not in real life. I don't know why.
It is the weird thing.
Yeah.
Your voice is not that, but when it records, it just sort of here, right? Mm-hmm. So it ends up being all these kind of things. So that's consistent in my life. Your teases are excellent. Those are consistent. When the fuck did you become Sean looking up the stats for something?
I'm bothered by
Doing
this
research.
minute and the next few minutes. They're always just running, and nobody catches up to anybody. And I'm like, well, let's
get to the minute. and then we can talk
let's
about
talk about the minute because we got people on horseback riding away from a scene, and fucking Leo decides he can run all the way out there with no horse.
Man, I am excited because Richard is excited to talk
Got
about a
some
minute
passion
on a
about a
Monday
minute
morning. He is
finally.
ready to nail it. So, Sean, we're at minute 91. Tell us what is happening.
All right, we're going to start minute 91 with a horse flopping around and end with Davidson hot-footing it to the downed space station.
All right, here we come. Minute 91, the minute truly that excites Richard. Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
As in minute 91, we have an Oberon's worth of apes and humans, 2 displaced pods worth of humans and apes, so many wild humans in an ape city, minus 2 gorillas, humans on the loose, and the first wave has been sent in.
The first wave. All right, so we get the horse falling and flopping to the ground, laying atop the kid. We get a wide shot where we see the John Ford Western Plateaus with monkeys coming at him. There's a dust cloud behind him, kids wiggling around. We cut to Marky Mark saying, "Oh God." A match cut to a wider shot of him running to the lens, kids struggling, monkeys coming, Ari being very concerned. She's never given a shit about that kid before. That just, ugh. But we're running out. We get Mark running, and just in what is probably the flattest of flat run shots, it is literally a waist up shot with horses running counter to his momentum, and it just there's no propulsion to it. That shot just drives me nuts. We'll get to it. Kid flops around more. Horses come back into the camp as the bait reaches their destination safely. Marky Mark's running. Estella looks. Kid flops. Monkeys jump over lens. Good shot. Horse flopping. Boy, that's a quick little, maybe about second and a half shot. Mark runs in, pulls the kid out, which then he for some reason does not take the time to get on the fucking horse. And he sees the kid running back. The apes come after him. He runs. We get the Jesus thing when he looks back. We get shots of Thade looking from afar. Apparently monkeys have the best vision in the world. They're looking from afar as the kid makes it back to camp safely, runs into the bosom of Estella while Marky Mark runs, and the monkeys come, and that's pretty much it.
Apes have selective good vision because if you remember, Atar and Kroll could see each other across the lake and growl at each other, but whenever they're in a camp, Atar goes, "Who goes there?" And Kroll is like, "Out of the shadows, me." So,
me?
Yeah, they have selective good binocular vision.
When it got to that shot, and we'll get there, I literally thought of Sean. I was like, dear God, there's this crappy vision again. So let's talk about a horse flops, lays atop a kid, and we get our hero running to the action. Now, if I'm setting up a screenplay, that's a great idea, right?
Right.
That we've put someone in jeopardy. Our hero must save them as it is laying the person on the train tracks as the train comes. It's simple as that.
Right.
But so many things are stupid about this. First of all, I'm looking at it. So it starts. The horse goes down. We're going to say essentially the beginning of the minute. It's 23, 24. I'm still watching it. Marky Mark gets there at 27 seconds, and the horse gets up at 30 seconds. Why was the horse just laying there, not moving at all, not doing anything? Why is Marky Mark having to snap a rein, get the horse all of a sudden to get up? I mean, a horse is just like hanging out.
The horse wasn't injured, right?
No.
In the previous minute.
The kid turned around and the horse fell over.
I just want to make sure nothing hit it that I missed.
No, it's not injured. It's just laying there.
And a horse in that situation would most likely try to get up.
Yeah.
Which could hurt the child even more.
Which would be more interesting because then maybe the horse gets up and runs off, and then Marky Mark's got to carry him, which gives more impetus because it's so stupid that everybody rides past him, running past.
Yeah.
They get behind the space station, jump off their horses. Estella should have at least stopped, turned around,
and screamed for him or anything.
Turned around, gone back, picked up Marky Mark, anything.
Richard's got things to say. Sorry. I can see it in his face.
Do you ever, do you have a task that you do, say something maybe in Excel or a Word document or something that you do, a repetitive task, and you realize that there are more efficient ways to do that task, but you just committed to doing the task
the whole way,
determined to get it done. Therefore, you're just going to, press this button 40 times in a row, even though you could probably copy and cut and paste that and save like half the time.
Yeah.
That's his running. He just committed to like,
I got
to do this task right now. I know it's stupid. I know it's inefficient. I know I could probably wait for them to get back, grab a horse and go back out and grab the kid again. Or I could get on the horse with the kid and ride back with him to the thing. It may take me an extra 10 seconds for them to get back or 10 seconds for me to get on the horse, but it'd still be faster than me pressing this button 40 times for a whole fucking minute.
Wait, I was playing a game last night, and as I'm playing it, as you like climb up a hill or something, like a ledge, you hit A to climb up the ledge. That makes you go. But I'm sitting there as I'm doing it, I'm hitting A like 10 times. You hit A once and it's the equivalent of getting to an elevator and hitting close the door and then hitting it 5 or 6 times, and it doesn't change anything. His running is not going to change anything.
I just counted it takes 8 shots for him to get there over 20 seconds. In those 8 shots, this is, for me, I think what I saw in the same way was that I would actually, that shot that I talked about, let me look for that one. That one comes, the one that drove me just nuts, and I must have watched it 3 or 4 times, is the one that begins at about 10 seconds. It's a medium shot of him, the spaceship in the background. He's running to the lens, and the horses run past him.
Yeah.
Were that shot lower, and we could actually see the speed of the horses and the futility of him doing, that creates a different drama. And I'm like, what they're trying to do is just simply, let's get him. It's a rescue moment. There is no peril to this because I don't see, again, the futility of him trying to run to it, to your point of the differences of speed. Tell that story. That's what drove me nuts. It's like it is literally in a song, like playing the same chord through the whole fucking song and going dun 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 and expecting people to find a different emotion. There is nothing here. It is a lot of this. It is a lot on the same line.
I'm surprised at the 6 people on horseback. I'll forget they're all riding and they don't necessarily see the kid fall. But when Mark starts running towards them, they're like, what is going on? It doesn't until he gets past them that Stella's like, hey, what's up? Where are you going?
If nothing else, Estella should have pulled up short from everybody else because they all go behind the station, and she pulls up in front of the station and turns around and sees Marky Mark. If nothing else, that means the kid can come running by, or kid can come riding by on the horse, and then Mark can come and leap on the horse behind her, and then come.
I mean, there are so many ways that you do that. To Sean's idea that Estella sees him running, and she should. We tried to develop this relationship between the two of them. God, use my words. Between the two of them, she would see him turn, and think of that turn. She's heading away from the lens. And then we go into a tight shot as she turns, and that's almost a heroic moment. Give her a heroic moment.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be him. And because what if she then went past him and he's like, that's when he could be like, oh God, no. But she goes out and gets the kid up. Let her be the fucking hero. Mm-hmm. It would be so much more interesting than this stupid running shot.
The thing is, I'm honestly the way the action plays out, and regardless of the shot or who's moving faster, the ridiculousness of them having ridden out on horses, and he can run out there, get the kid, and run back in
before
time.
the army gets them.
I can accept what's going on. I can see the hero being at this moment where somebody's fallen, they don't have a horse, and they're just like, I gotta do this foolish thing, just run. Like fight moment. I've got to run out there and do this one thing, this task. And I could see him getting him up on the horse and pushing him out and then having to run back. I mean, I don't hate the implausibility of the scene, because I feel like in that moment you would run into the burning building, even if it's not smart.
And it's for a kid. It's
for a kid, yeah. But I just find the timing of all of it awkward. The shot's weird. I find the fact that the horse is just lying there strange.
Well, and that's the problem, is that all your settings are there again. It is the lady laying on the train tracks, as I said before. It's all there. It's just done so improperly. And by the way, at 12 seconds, that shot, Stella is looking back. So
she turns around.
There's a register to
she does see it.
So what you do is the horse. If in the previous minute they had set up somehow that the horse actually did get injured, you heard like a leg snap or something like that. So then you have the impetus of it can't get up,
right?
And then you have Estella Warren turn around,
right?
Come back with Mark. Picks the kid up, puts the kid on the horse,
Mark still has to run.
Mark
still has to run. Yeah, that would actually work a lot better, just in terms of the plausibility of the whole scene.
If he acknowledged that there's no more,
there's not room on the horse.
Go! I've got it.
Yeah.
Then that's a heroic action. He is sacrificing.
Well, I mean, granted, his dialogue is not necessarily in the script, but somebody had to write, "Oh God,
and
Jesus."
Yeah,
that's all you get. All your hero says. Like something like, come on, we got to get there. Yeah. Just something.
I do think that heroic, smart-ass quips are very hard probably to come up with, because is your character a cusser? Are they religious? All the different things,
right?
But you have to find their truth, and he's never given me God and Jesus before.
Oh God, Jesus! They're just such weird exclamations.
That would be funny if he went, "Seamus, fuck me,"
I mean, I would have been like, "Oh, motherfucker."
Yeah. But that would be funny, and I like humor in moments like this. Show me a bit of a Han Solo type attitude, like I am fucked. Indiana Jones, those are the quips that you want to see out of a character.
But you think about it, he said to say, "Oh God," and he had to say Jesus, and somebody had to pick up on a mic. Like they had to intentionally go out of their way to get him some type of exclamation of peril and some exclamation of the fact that he's got to do this.
Right.
And it was, "Oh God," and Jesus.
You want to talk about the worst part? Not only is somebody on set do it, I guarantee you, because he's running, that was done ADR afterwards.
To
pick up and insert it. So it's done twice, my friend.
Because you don't hear him panting really hard while he's running.
Yeah. That is funny. With all his...
you don't hear him breathing
it's like,
hard.
"Oh God.
Jesus.
He is suddenly Laurence Olivier. Oh God."
I'm starting to think we're not going to see Chris Christopherson again.
You're just now picking up on.
We still don't know Burns' relationship with Dana, because he just kind of runs to her and she just kind of hugs him.
Yeah, I mean,
almost like a brother and sister. Yeah, you want to assume they're brother and sister, but we don't know that.
That's why I said when he runs into the bosom of her, and I don't mean that in a sexual way. That is a very motherly type thing. Goes into her chest. And by the way, he's younger again. I swear to God, that other shot was a
Oh, I
pickup.
think you're right. He did get he. This
Yeah,
was
well, yeah.
you're right.
This is an actual set shot. The other was a pickup.
He's a little thicker. He was thinner, and like the growth spurt.
I would love to find this
other
guy and
shots,
just ask him, did you do those pickups like when
And
you
it could be in a short period of time. It could be like 2 months. The kids spring up that fast over
No
a
shit.
summer.
I mean, once it hits, it's done. And pickups are usually done months after you do
That's a
the
good
actual
point.
shot.
He's back to being kind of junior again, being just a little bit shorter, younger,
So
thicker.
when I watched it again, and I purposely did not watch this all the way through before we did it, I'd forgotten a lot of the elements, like this that happened. For whatever reason, I'm watching it. He saves the kid. And I wanted to see him be foolhardy and run into the apes instead of away from the apes. I was like, is he going to charge the apes? And that anticipation, or that they're getting close, or that doom, I feel like is a missed opportunity because it's just once again running. It's that same note.
I mean, okay,
again.
so at the end of the minute, we see him go behind the station and reach behind his back. Okay, let's be quite honest. We all know what his plan is, right?
Yeah.
Because we've seen that the engine has fuel. He's leading them all towards the space station. He's going to shoot the engine and try to blow up at least the first wave.
He'd actually said, a couple last week that he had just enough for the first wave. He made that comment. Right. Like we already know he's mentioned that. If you really want to, if you're watching this at the movie theater, you may not have picked up on it, but watching it for a minute, he actually said it had just enough to get the first wave when they get close enough.
I just don't understand what his plan is after that. So you take out the first wave, even if you had enough fuel to take out 3, 4, 5 more waves. All they have to do is not go straight at the engine. Go to the left. Go to the right, and they win.
They're smart enough to figure that out.
They're just apes. They're dumb monkeys.
They are as dumb as the script needs them to be to make this
correct.
happen.
I mean, we're going to talk about this in the future minutes because we're definitely going to get to those moments. But yeah, we're at this moment where,
yeah. There's no real good way to wrap that up other than to say that's exactly what this minute is. I was trying to, as you said that, to find something that at least said where we're going from here. But the
only other thing I was going to say is I do like the looks of the chimps running on all fours.
Oh, I love it.
That you can see. I think they do a little trick where you. In real life, what they have is a mat being pulled under the actors that's hidden behind a little ridge of dirt that they're running on top of, so it makes them look like they're even running faster because the mat's moving under them as they're running. Yeah.
So this was the stat. A chimp uses all of its limbs to run, moving at 25 miles per hour, while humans can only sprint on 2 legs at an average speed of 18 miles an hour. Chimps are faster than men because their muscles contain more fast-twitch fibers, whereas humans have more slow-twitch ones.
Okay.
I think that means that we can. They run faster, but we can run longer.
No, not necessarily. We actually work with fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers in CrossFit. And so I have to kind of train people on how to do that stuff. The slow twitch doesn't necessarily mean you move faster.
You're wearing one of my favorite T-shirts. You wear CrossFit Big D. Yeah, I always love that one.
So anyway, sorry, Todd.
I do want to say as I wrap it up. Sorry, I'm having allergy situations. Lovely time of year. Shot at 34 seconds where the monkeys come
right at the camera.
At the lens. Mm-hmm. Were we to have more of that type thing? Because again, that's putting me. I know
in the action.
It is. It's what Jaws does. Jaws puts you in the water, and he was. Spielberg was so revolutionary to shoot a water pick and actually have a camera they had to develop that could easily go above and below the water, the line of the water, so you felt like the shark was coming to you. They're using, and especially that dirt is probably a special kind of dirt that will pop
maybe
every time they hit into
earth
it
or something.
I want to see that. I also want to see Marky Marklow. I want to be on the dirt. I want to feel it. And it's the one time in this minute that I was like, yeah. And then everything else was like, so that's what this minute is in a nutshell.
Yeah. And
I think tomorrow when we come back, we're going to get at least a payoff, maybe.
Maybe Tuesday payoff.
The only way that we
Payday
can find
Tuesday.
out. Let's go
to Tuesday.
Let's go to Tuesday.
Go to bed.
All right. Then let's do that. And everyone, have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.